you to this wonderful program on behalf of all the joint organizers of the event, Association for India's Development Bay Area, San Jose Peace and Justice Center, Alliance of South Asians Taking Action, Asha for Education Stanford, Organization for Minorities of India, International Ambedkar Center, the Sri Ravidas Sabha Bay Area, and Ambedkar King Study Circle. I would like to provide some details why we have chosen the theme of this program as social justice in neoliberal era to commemorate Dr. Ambedkar's birthday here. Some contradictions are interesting and they are natural. So today I am seeing two such contradictions in the hall. That one is this very program is taking place in Havana, in Stanford. And second contradiction is social justice in neoliberal era. So for the substantial amount of Indian middle class, especially the middle class and upper middle class, the social justice starts with reservation and ends with reservation. And the problem of caste begins with reservation and finishes with reservation. And that is the limitation of the Indian middle class. And how does Ambedkar define social justice? Frankly, that he has not given very concrete definition for social justice. But it is a conceptual idea that we can develop and tailor according to the need, according to the space and time. For Ambedkarites, Periyarites, and in the American context, the Kingians, social justice is not just a feature of a democratic society. Social justice is an idol of democracy. And I would like to depend on Dr. Ambedkar's two of his most important texts to build this idea. I would like to depend on two of his books. One is Annihilation of Caste and another is his program of his party, that Scheduled Caste Federation. Ambedkar writes in the Annihilation of Caste that democracy is not a mere form of government. It is an associated mode of living, conjoint communicated experience. And he writes, it is an attitude of respect and reverence towards fellow countrymen. Of course, let us add fellow countrywomen and fellow human beings. And when Ambedkar mentioned about the Scheduled Caste Federation program, that one of the program important point is it treats all Indians not only being equal before the law, but being entitled to the equality, and will accordingly foster equality where it does not exist and uphold where it is denied. It will insist on maintenance of liberty, equality and fraternity, and will strive for the redemption from oppression and exploitation of man by man, class by class, and nation by nation. And now the important question is fostering and upholding the social justice is different under different circumstances. The idea of social justice and how it is getting fostered or how it is getting raised is different in the colonial time, that is pre-independence. Then we took a different course of action in the post-independence India, where the Indian state subscribed to the idea of a mixed economy, that is a private capitalism and the state capitalism. But in the condition of a neoliberalism, where the state slowly withdraw its responsibilities one by one and open up the economy wholly to the private capital, the idea of the social justice is different. So there are many features of neoliberalism with respect to socio-economic conditions of the poor. One of the drastic outcome of the neoliberalism is the people, those who are suffering, the space to protest is completely getting locked. They do not have an avenue to register their protest and raise their voices. And one of the another important feature is that when the whole economy, Indian economy is getting privatized, it leads to the dereservation in the jobs. There is a reservation in the government and private sector, but there are no jobs getting created. Meanwhile, there are jobs getting created in the private sector, but there is no reservation at all. And so interestingly, at least in America, the social statistics of the laborers are available. The race, how many people are working from different races in different companies, that stats is provided by law in the United States, but we don't have, in India, we don't have such law. And like we are dealing with the contradictions of the Indian society at this time, Ambedkar dealt with the same contradictions before 70 years. And one of his most quoted phrase, which we have also printed in our flyer, that I will read it out, what Ambedkar mentioned in the Constitutional Assembly in the 1950. Ambedkar says, on 26th of January 1950, we are going to enter into the life of contradiction. In political life, we will have equality. In socio-economical life, we will have inequality. In politics, we will be recognized the practice of one man, one vote, and one vote, one value. In our social and economical life, we shall, by reason of our social economical structure, we continue to deny the principle of one man, one value. How long shall we continue to live in this life of contradictions? How long shall we continue to deny the equality in our socio and economic life? And he continues, if we continue to deny it for a long, we will do it only by putting our political democracy in peril. We must remove this contradiction at the earliest possible moment, or else those who suffer from the inequality will blow up the structure of political democracy which this assembly has laboriously built up. So this is what Dr. Ambedkar warned when the Constitutional Assembly adopted the Constitution. But so interestingly, what the danger that we are seeing now, the people, those who enjoy from this inequality, not the people, those who suffer from inequality, is putting our political democracy in danger. The semi-fascism is nothing but deprive the working class all the means and the method of the struggles. That is what happening in the neoliberalism. So neoliberalism, another important feature is that it dismantled labor unions, it denied the collective bargaining, and the working class, whatever it has won through the struggles, and all are denied to them. Let us back to contradictions again. This time with an additional attribute of identities. In algebra, that what we have learned in the schools and still practicing, we have a concept of identities and contradictions. So when we solve the equation, this is a very famous thing, is identities and contradictions. So on the one hand, today we have the identities and contradictions that has come together. This meeting is happening in the Havana and Stanford, social justice, neoliberalism on the one hand. On the other hand, we have a political, economic, and social equality and inequality. So this is the equation that we are going to ponder upon with, so importantly, our middle class conscious. So that is the conscious, that is very important. So how we are reading a book recently written by Howard Zinn, that how he defines the, he has given me 8 minutes, so when I read 7 minutes, please stop. So we are reading Howard Zinn's book. Howard Zinn characterizes who are the middle class. He defines, this is the class, they are also working class, but they are a little bit paid more and they have a little bit leisure time. But what they are doing in the leisure time, that some people definitely go for the movies and whatever not, watching serials, but still some people go for the political propaganda. But that's where I would like to quote Ambedkar when he writes in the What to Gandhi, the Congress, then to the untouchables. Even the middle class who goes for the political propaganda, Ambedkar says, if you call the Hindus for the political propaganda, you can get 1,000 Hindus. But when you call especially the leisurely class Hindus to stand against caste and to fight against untouchability, Ambedkar wrote in 1940 that you will not get no one. But today definitely the situation is different. We are getting people to stand against caste and untouchability. And with this, I would like to finish my welcome note. I'd like to welcome all our speakers on your behalf, and I'd like to welcome all the gathering once again. Thank you.